Austin Perry. Who was she, and what role did she play in Texas history? Let's consult the Handbook of Texas. Emily Austin Perry, an early Texas colonist, was born June 22, 1795 in Austinville, Virginia. She was the daughter of Maria Brown and Moses Austin, and the sister of Stephen F. and James E.B. Austin. Her family moved to Mini-au-Breton, modern-day Potosi, Missouri, when she was about 3 years old. Emily began her education at Mrs. Beck's boarding school in Lexington, Kentucky, in October 1804. In 1811, her mother took her to Camden, New Jersey, then on to New Haven, Connecticut to visit relatives. She continued her education at the Hermitage Academy near New York City. By the time she was 20, Emily had seen more of the young United States than most other Americans would see in their lifetimes. On August 13, 1813, when she was 23 years old, Emily married James Bryan. The newlyweds lived with her parents at the family home called Durham Hall from 1813 to 1814, then moved on to Hazel Run in 1815 and lived briefly at Herculaneum. After her first husband, James Bryan, died on July 16, 1822, to support her family, Emily took in boarders and taught school at Hazel Run until her second marriage on September 23, 1824, to James Franklin Perry. In all, Emily had 11 children, only 6 of whom lived to adulthood. These included William Joel, Moses Austin, and Guy Morrison Bryan, each of whom later played a role in Texas history. On June 7, 1831, the family, now composed of Emily and James Perry, 4 Bryan children, and Stephen Perry, left Potosi, Missouri, for Texas, which was then a part of Mexico. They arrived on August 14, 1831, at San Felipe de Austin, where Emily and her younger children would remain for several months. The family lived for the next year on Chocolate Bayou and then began development of Peach Point Plantation near Brazoria, where Emily would make her home for the next 19 years. She was devoted to her brother, the impresario Stephen F. Austin, who relied on Emily to set an example for the other colonists. During the runaway scrape, she and her children fled to the east and were aboard a ship on Galveston Bay, close enough to hear the roaring guns at the Battle of San Jacinto. The runaway scrape almost caused the loss of Austin's colony. Stephen F. Austin later wrote, adding that Emily, who had wished to visit the United States, should, quote, stay at home and abide the fate of Texas. In May 1851, Emily's health was so poor that she went to the United States seeking treatment. She returned home to Texas on July 1st, and on August 15, 1851, at the age of 56, she died at Peach Point and was buried in the family cemetery there. For sources and to learn even more about Emily Austin Perry, check out the links in the description under this video. Want to feed your brain a healthy diet of the best of Texas history? Then you ought to subscribe to this channel. It's filled with thousands of entries from the Handbook of Texas, brought to you by the Texas State Historical Association. Your Texas, your history.